Okay, friends, welcome back to yet another session of Thinking and Destiny. Before we go to what is the wisdom that Percival is giving to us, let us meditate on his consciousness for a while, and then we can go. Sirishka, the music start.
Just a minute, Prasanna. I'm checking the live, whether it's coming or not. Just a minute. Yeah, it's coming. Okay.
Coming? Okay, friends. Please sit in a meditative posture. Cross your legs. Clasp your hands and close your eyes. Please observe your in-breath and out-breath. Just focus on your soft, tranquil breath. How vital energy is flowing through breath to each and every part of your body. Slowly exhale. In this great wisdom of thinking and destiny, Percival gave us how our thinking is influencing each and every part of our life, not just the physical destiny, how it is affecting our sleep, how it is affecting our dreams. All the things, everything is just made up of our thoughts. So let us not waste our energy in thinking about unnecessary things. Just breathe. When you do not have anything to do it, read a book. Instead of having unnecessary thoughts, because those thoughts are making our destiny. How beautifully Percival gave us how our thoughts are making our feelings, how our feelings are becoming our desires. And in the second stage, we are in righteous stage. But our ego, I-ness, is coming into the picture and dominating. Slowly fill up your lungs. Hold your breath for a couple of seconds and take more time for exhalation. slowly. Place your hands on your eyes and open your eyes with a beautiful smile on your face. Okay, friends. Now, Karna join.
Yeah, she's joined. Karna?
Okay.
Yes, yes. Yeah. So, welcome everyone. So, I'm going to give the recap of what we went through last Thursday. So, we dealt with section 8, chapter 6, dreams, nightmares, obsessions in dreams, deep sleep, and time in sleep. So, I'm going to summarize each of these briefly. So, when we talk about dreams, dreams occur when the doer within the body withdraws 4 senses into the state of deep sleep, and during the time he is returning from deep sleep to its connection with the 4 senses. So it may not always occur, may not always be remembered, but if you remember, they may not be accurate also. So the doer in the dreams is in connection with nerve centers of seeing, hearing, tasting, and smelling, and their areas in the brain. So that's why most dreams have to do with seeing. Dreams begin with the doer. Dreams begin when the doer in our body lets go of the grip on his breath form and abandons the organs of the 4 senses, but still lingers in the areas of the brain like optic, auric, gustatory, and olfactory nerves, and remains through the breath form. So mostly dreams are connected with seeing. People rarely hear in dreams because they hardly ever taste or smell and hardly ever dream of touching. So this is because organs and nerves of sight and hearing are more developed than that of other 2 senses. So, and sense of sight that we usually see, all the dreams are mostly dealt with seeing, and these are linked with fire element. So this element usually brings before the doer the picture it has recorded in the waking state. So on the same day, or it could be many years before. Some dreams may be distorted because if they are caused by physiological disturbances. So essentially, dreams are caused by coincidence of cycles of thought, and these thoughts can be in this janam or the previous reincarnations. So definitely the thoughts that we do in our waking state influence the quality of the dreams. So, and this holds true for any life, any given day. And usually fear, anxiety make up the dream and give its direction. Sometimes elementals also show the doer pictures which can be resulted in, which can be realized, which can become the destiny. So the subjects of dreams may be activities of the dreamer through the waking state mostly. So sometimes dreams may be experiences of past life. This happens when the cycles of his past thoughts coincide with the thoughts in the current life or conditions in the present. So the clear and distinct dreamer is actually a clear and distinct observer and thinker. So it says basically to have a clear and vivid dreams, we should also have a clear thought and a concise thought at any given day. And it is also possible that we can make dreaming as a means of learning. So, for example, one may carry a subject of thought from waking into the dream state. I mean, the doer is so much immersed or in that one subject of thought, so he can carry it to the from waking state to the dream state also. And this subject must be fixed on the breath form by clear thinking, and then it may be followed night after night. So slipping from waking state to dream state, there is a period of darkness, forgetfulness, in which sleeper in unconscious. So it is best not to continue the waking thought into the first part of the night, but to instruct the breath form to call the doer from the deep sleep into the dream state, and to present to the doer the subject of thought when basically it is good to instruct the breath form to wake up the doer once your body is fully rested in the first part of the sleep. So that's why when you go into the deep sushupta state, the quality of the dreams definitely matters, and you can carry the subject which you want to learn. It will definitely help you when you are in the deep sleep. So in fact, they say, right, the waking state is also a dream, but the doer is not conscious that it is a dream. So yeah, even when the wakeful state that we have during our day-to-day life, it is also a dream, but we are generally not conscious of it. So the next section is nightmares. Nightmares are usually, these are unusual phase of dreams. This occurs due to, physical causes with interference, which interfere with digestion, circulation, or respiration. So usually a late night supper, late night dinner, and a heavy dinner may cause congestion of some organs related to digestion, circulation, and respiration. And these suggest to the sense elementals, which given eventually which then eventually show to the dreamer distorted and exaggerated. So if you have heavy dinner, late supper, the sense elementals will definitely affect the quality of dreams you get, and those are generally distorted and exaggerated. So for example, when you see an animal, you may see an animal, but the picture of is hallucination. So worst phases of psychic destiny is connected with dreams that are creation of an incubus or a succubus, or obsession by one created by another person. For example, incubus is a male created by woman, and succubus is a female created by man. I mean, this happens if one is obsessed with the opposite sex during their wakeful state. If they are thinking about sexual intercourse or sexual feelings towards the opposite sex, that definitely results in these obsessive dreams. And these thoughts are built into a form by elementals, and later the person has intercourse in dream with that form. It does happen. So that's why some religious cults in olden days have been founded on these principles, on the concept of this incubus and succubus. And these may be called spiritual husbands or spiritual wives, vice versa. And next is deep sleep. Deep sleep is, it can be defined as the sushupta state that we generally get after 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. early in the mornings. It's a deep sleep. It's a forgetfulness of all sights. Even the sight will not be there when your body is fully rested. So it's a forgetfulness of all sights, sounds, taste, and smell, or four senses, by which maybe being conscious. Yeah, this has 3 degrees. The quality, this has 3 degrees: psychic, mental, and noetic. In the first degree, which is called psychic, feelings and desires that go on in the doer are of sensuous kind. They are related to sensations, painful or pleasant, or as of anger or of affection. In the second degree, feelings and desires of the doer are concerned with rightness, with the righteousness or wrongfulness of the acts and omission of the day, or of the past with abstract thinking. In the third degree, feelings and desires are concerned with identity. So the time spent in deep sleep generally depends upon the length of time the physical body needs, in which the physical body needs like the time it needs to be repaired and refreshed. So, and it's basically, and it also depends upon the digestion and assimilation by the doer. So time seems to be different in deep sleep, in dreaming and waking state. So the difference lies in the standard of measurement. So the dream may cover many years with crowded events, and on awakening, doer finds that he has slept only a few seconds. So it happens to us many times, right? When we are in the deep sleep, once we wake up, we feel like we slept only for a few minutes or few seconds, but the body has gone down into a deep restful state. So actually, in reality, for a man, what he experiences or knows at the present moment. So if you see the experiences of yesterday are as unreal as our dreams, as long as he doesn't live them over again and feeling and desiring. If he lives them over, they are in the present moment and becomes real again, and they are carried into the dream state also, basically. So the summary is, we should cultivate the habit of clear and distinct thinking during our wakeful hours with properly developed, and it is possible with properly developed senses. So doer can act on, so with this kind of clarity, the doer can act on both planes, form and physical. Form is the dream state, and the physical is the physical plane that we experience during our day-to-day life. It is possible. So otherwise, because of improperly developed senses, improperly, improper way of thinking, sometimes we do get dreams that are topsy-turvy or distorted patches. So the summary is, cultivate the habit of thinking positively and concisely. Thank you.
Thank you, Karna. Such a sweet short. The entire class you covered, all the important points.
I hope I'm not too fast. I hope I'm making sense.
Yeah, for me, yeah, okay, but the others has to tell, because.
So what happens is, I would recommend everyone to go through the chapter. That will definitely help. It is actually, dreams is very good. It is about 7 to 8 pages. It's very, very helpful. Otherwise, if we do not go through that chapter, what we discussed the previous week, even the recap will not help if we do not go through. So that is very, very, very important.
If you go through once, you go, like what Karuna got, like a clarity, right? She's not just reading it. She just explained like what she learned, right? So like that, everybody will be able to do that. Yeah, if you get a time, it's always good.
Thank you.
Next, let us move on to the sections 19 of our psychic destiny. Hallucinations and somnambulism and hypnosis. These are the topics. So we know, because we are hearing this word hallucinations in general, right? So many times you must have, he got hallucinated or something like that. So hallucination is like in a waking state. It is in a waking state. And it's, what do you say? You will be seeing the objects. You will be hearing the objects. You will be smelling something, and you will be touching something which is not real at all. There's nothing is available. There's nothing. No such objects are there in the physical plane. But you will see. You will hallucinate. That's why it's hallucinations, right? So they will produce in a different way. You will hallucinate. The best thing is, because just recently, the last weekend, I just watched a movie called The Villain Returns. So in that, if anybody sees, it's the best example of hallucinations. So that hero, whoever is there, hero or villain actually in that movie, he is called a villain there. So he performed a series of murders, and so he's a serial killer, and he'll not leave anything. So what is hallucinating is his girlfriend, whoever is, he's thinking that she is there and she's commanding, and accordingly he is doing it. But there's no such a girlfriend is there, because you already killed the girlfriend at the beginning, and he is just actually keeping their body inside his zoo, because he's a zookeeper. So, but because he thinks that she is the one who is coming and instructing, she's the one. So he always think that, because even for us, we don't understand. So this kind of things. So people who thinks about the other person or anything, so much so these hallucinations will come into the thing. So here examples he is given is alcohol effect. Alcohol affects that nerves in such a way that the doer receives. So in the people are in alcohol also, they will be in a different world, the astral airy worlds, and they can hear the sounds. They can reflect the matters like slight sounds like bugs, bees, or something, and later they may be very terrifying sounds, because they have heard some terrifying sounds that are uncanny things. They may use all different kinds of sounds, because their senses are not in their control. Whoever has done doing the alcohol, the senses are not properly correlated with the doer, so they are not in their control, and the reports that they are making is partial, or they may be exaggerated or incoherent. So they are not with the thinking, properly thinking. The nerves of the body are affected by outside influence, are no longer under the proper control of the breath form. So Their senses are not under the control of the breath form. Their senses was taken away by the alcohol. So elemental functioning as a 4 senses, right? So these 4 senses, who is ruling? Some other external system is ruling. These 4 senses and 4 systems of the body were no longer checked or controlled by the doer. They are controlled by some unknown and external influence. So that is so because of that, it is uncontrolled people. Hallucination induced by the hypnosis are different. Hallucinations induced by hypnosis, those are different. Hypnosis is induced thing. Hallucinations is not induced. It is their thinking. It is already there. And they are feeling. So that is just imagining the things. That is the hallucination. Whereas hypnosis is kind of induced things that we'll see later. A man's psychic nature, his breath form, both are partially or entirely under the control of another person. Here, hallucination is control of the another person because he is imagining, whereas hypnosis is also control of the other person's 4 senses, but that is induced and it is a suggestion made by the other person. Their senses are under the control of the other person. And the senses of the doer are hypnotized, obey the command of the hypnotizer. That is in the hypnosis. So we will see that later. Okay. Coming to the next one is, these are simple concepts. I'm just giving you like how thoughts are influencing. That's all. Because this hallucination also, why the person will be thinking, because when I say, maybe because, that's how I'm saying, right? To explain more, because just now I watched the movie like 2-3 days back. So in that, he will think that the girlfriend is still there and he is giving, go kill her kind of thing. She's giving kind of thing, and he will go and do that. Because he is imagining, and his thoughts were so deep into that, what he heard from her girlfriend when she is alive. So it's the same thing he is actually repeating again and again. Okay, that is a hallucination. Somnambulism is like, we all know, we don't know that word. So it's called somnambulism. So it is like walking in the sleep. There are people will walk in the sleep, right? So we would have heard such a people. They just walk, go out and do something and come back and sleep again. So they will do all this without their senses in their control. Somnambulism is there is no intention or to compel the body to do what the doer later in the somnambulistic state. There's no intention, but he is doing it. While its body walks, rides or climbs, often to the dangerous places, and returns to the normal sleep. So why this is happening? For anybody, why this is happening? Why this is happening is, a person wants to do some things while he is awake, but he is not able to do. Maybe fear, maybe anxiety, maybe his thoughts actually, he is not, maybe he feels that it is not ethical to do it, anything. So he don't, so those things he will do in the sleep, because his thoughts were so engrossed in him that even in the sleep, the thought process is working and he is able to carry his body and go and do the things. So it's a small example, because you all must have seen in the movies, right? In the movies, this sleepwalking you must have seen. So they usually, in a funny way, they show that, okay, after the sleep, that guy will wake up and go and see the girl or woman or whatever he wanted to see and come back. See and talk or whatever it is, right? So next day she goes and complains, and this guy doesn't know. Because in the waking state, he knows that though he wanted to talk to that girl or see that woman, but he knows in a waking state that is not ethical, that's not right thing. So he don't want to do it in the waking state. But his thoughts were so much into his state that even in the sleeping state, he's getting up and doing the same thing. That is what is happening. Okay, he is a fear, or with the conventionally this is not right, is a danger, right? So in that, but the wish or the thought is no longer restrained in his body. So that thought is there. So the thought is getting exteriorized when he is actually sleeping it. So he is giving self-suggestion. In the sleep, he is giving self-suggestion. Oh, go. Self-suggestion is giving, because these thoughts are repeatedly, because of his thoughts, he is impelled to carry out that impressions and he's going. Okay, that is a somnambulism. Third one is hypnosis. Hypnosis is an artificial sleep, which is brought by the command of the doer in the body, acting as a doer in the body of another. So some other person is controlling your body. Some other person is giving an instruction, giving a suggestion. So you are actually slowly going to the sleep, and then your senses or your things are controlled by the another person. This phenomena is called a psychophysical. This phenomena of the hypnotism is a psychophysical. The phenomena is a natural sleep produced artificially to put the person into the hypnotic state. So they are just doing a natural state. They'll say that, okay, now you are going to the sleep. This also you must have seen in the movies, right? Movies and some other things. Slowly they'll drift into the drowsiness and drift into the, slowly the senses of sight, hearing of this subject will go under the control of the other person who is actually hypnotizing. So this person will go into the sleep. The doer withdraws from the pituitary body and the senses are from the pituitary body alone, and then the thought of the hypnotist takes the place of the doer. So his thought, whatever the hypnotist thought, will take the doer portion. Now takes the place of the doer, so controls the breath form through the voluntary movements and the senses. Through the voluntary movements and the senses, he controls the breath form. The breath form and its body is into the deep sleep, and having taken the place of the another doer, dictates the movements of the breath form and can affect even involuntary movements, suspend respiration and heartbeat, compel senses to see, hear, taste, smell. All the things can be artificially taken by the another hypnotist, whoever is doing, right? He can take over, and he can make, okay, go to that date, go to that stage. So slowly he's going to take into the different timeline, and he will try to make you speak out. So what happened that day, what is going on, all that, those things will be speaking out, will be done in the hypnosis. One should never, under any condition, do the hypnosis anyone, because without any consent, you should not do any hypnotizing other person. That is not a right thing, or that is an illegal thing actually. Hypnotic, if the person is permitted, if the person, suppose if you see the Soul's Journey, when I did it, I didn't remember the name of the book. Dorn, somebody, he takes the persons into the hypnotic state, because those who wanted to learn like what happened, why they are getting fear of that particular thing or anything, he take them to the hypnotic state, and he will take them to the past lives also. So, okay, now you are about to come out of this earth, what is your thought? So he'll take to that stage, because that is the stage where he'll remember it. Before he comes to this earth, he'll remember all the things. So that stage, he will ask, what happened? What is your fears? What are the things? What are you thinking of that? So with that, he will be able to tell like why that fear is causing all the things. All sorts of hallucinations, delusions, moral obligation may follow for the unfortunate, whose body may become playing for any entity. Suppose if you are giving any entity this playing, then only you can be, because if you are so strong, you cannot be hypnotized. If you can see, you cannot be hypnotized. If you think that, you cannot, because you are under the control of your senses. Then nobody can take over you. Only thing is, of some unfortunate people, some weak body, some weak mind people, only they can hypnotize. Okay. Next one is, that's a simple 3 concepts, but all the things, somnambulism, hypnosis, or anything, your thoughts are the causes. That is what here he is saying. The next one is the process of dying, cremation, to be consciousness at the moment of death. So these are the topics in the next section. Death is, we can call it as the 5th class. Until now, the 4th class is the dreams we saw. And 5th class is the death. Death is especially a psychic destiny, and it is embodied during the embodied doer works through the 4 senses of the physical body. Death is always there. It is actually coming with us. We are going, it is coming with us. More than that, we are going near to the death day by day. From the day we born, we are always traveling towards the death only. Okay. But can we be conscious of this death? And when can we be conscious of this death? When can we say that, okay, death is coming, come on, come. There's nothing problem. So when can we do that? What is the process of dying? What is happening in the process of dying? So that we will see here. The four senses, actually the body is working with the four senses in the physical world. The time of the death, when is the time of the death has been determined? At the end of the previous life. That's what we decided, right? At the end of the previous lifetime itself, it was decided that again, when is the next life and when is the next death. So that is all decided in the germ itself. Usually the place, manner of the death is also decided by the thoughts of the previous life itself, by the thoughts of the previous life. Remember, by the thoughts of the previous life itself, all this is decided. Fear of death is caused by feeling of the doer that it has not earned its conscious immortality. So, fear of death, when it comes, when you have not earned the conscious immortality. Suppose if you take Ramana Maharshi or Shirdi Sai Baba or this kind of people, the Patri Sir or whoever, so they were not fear of death because they consciously earned the immortality. So they know they are immortal. They are not fear of death because they know they are just leaving the body. Are we worried about tomorrow? If I don't leave this dress, then this will be smelly. So I cannot keep the dress again, right? So I have to take out. So am I crying to leave this dress? No, I'm happily taking and wearing a new washed, ironed dress, right? So because we are happy to go into the new dress. Similarly, those immortal beings, when you are conscious of the immortal, you will be very happy. Now my age is gone, so I'm just leaving this body. This body is not serving my purpose. Okay, let me leave this body and take another dress, fresh dress. With a fresh, again I'll get youth, again I'll get the childhood, again I can enjoy all the things. So how nice it will be if you know, if you are feeling or if you are conscious of that thing in all the time, you will be you can happily leave the body. But when can we leave the body? When you're conscious of your things, when you're all the time, when you're conscious of it, then only you can do conscious immortality. You must be doing. Otherwise, because of ignorance, because of unknown people, we all will cry, we all will fear for death, because we are actually more than our Atmajnana or whatever. More than that, who am I learning it? We are actually entangled with, okay, this is my desk, this is my laptop, this is my house, these are my family. So we are entangling with this. Why we are fearing death? Because all these connections will be losing, because we are so entangled, we are so attracted, or we are so feeling. We are in that, because in the just now Karuna told, we are in the dream. We are in the dream. We are not actually, we are just dreaming. We are thinking that this is the permanent. This is the permanent, and these kids are my kids permanently, and this family is my family, this house is my house. We are dreaming, but this is not true. This is a temporary thing that came. As long as you are in this body, you accumulated certain things, and you are using and you are leaving. So if you have that kind of thing, so are we actually entangled with the dress? Okay, I will wear the dress for a couple of years, and after it became old, I'll just give it to Goodwill, or I'll just throw away. Done, and again using the new things. Similar way, if you can be conscious of the things, similar way, if you can think of that, I just came here and I'm just using this body. And once this is the task of this body is done, I'm just moving on to the new body. If you are conscious of that, death will not get fear. That's what you should be. Earn that conscious immortality. That is the reason why we are all here learning so many things about ourselves, about Atma. We are not the body, we are the souls. The doer has been through the experience of the death so often that it fears the experience, because it means the break in the continuity of the life, parting the things that he had held dearly, uncertainty about the future. The doer feels that there is to be an accounting, something that it must pass through. So he is always feeling that entangling, whatever the things, parting the things is the best fear, is the greatest fear. Things could be the people. Parting this continuity of the life is missing. We are again born You, even if you know that you are again born, oh, this I am missing. All the hard work is getting missed. Again, I have to do that hard work. Yes. But again, you may have the different kind of life. Again, you may have the different, you may, whatever the things that you cannot do it in this life, you wanted to do it, you may do it in the next life. If you can think of that way, it will be very good. Dying is a withdrawal. So what happens at the time of dying, right? At the time of dying is a withdrawal and rolling up of the three inner bodies. All the three inner bodies will be rolled up to the heart, it seems. And as they reside, in rigor mortis set in, the regions which they leave become the cold and no feeling in them. So they themselves come out of the mouth with the last breath. So that come out of the mouth, or sometimes with the different chakras it comes, that we know, right? It all depends upon the state we are in. It may come. So the last breath will go out of the mouth, causing the slight gurgle or a rattle in the throat. So last kind of thing, you may do it, and the last breath may go off. Physical body is like a bird or a cloud or a globe, and may stand the human form beside and above the body for a while. So when the physical body is there, this body, whichever is going up, that body may stand beside, here or there. They will struggle. They don't want to go, right? So they will struggle and they wanted to see. There is no actual death until the connection is broken. So there is a connection, the silver cord connection, right? The connection is there between your breath form and your physical body, until unless, because every day in the dream, in the sleep, we may do the astral traveling. You are going somewhere and you are coming back. You are getting all the cosmic energy and coming back. There, your silver cord connection is there. That is why the moment the physical body feels, I'm done restoring my energy, come back, you will come back, because that connection is there. Until that connection is there, because just before the death, people get to know. That's what always they say, right? So that the body will roam around, because the connection is still not cut. So few minutes or few seconds, they may know it. They may be struggling, because the death will happen only when the doer accepts the death. The doer has to accept the death. Yes, I'm going, kind of thing, right? So he has to accept. So in those last minutes, the struggle, the other bodies will go, and outside the physical body throughout, it may be there. The connection is broken, the breath form, then actual death happens. It leaves when the doer desires, concerns, or wills to die. Remember, it leaves when that connection will cut, when the doer desires, concerns, and wills to die. The doer, what is attached to the life, first refuse to desire to die. So automatically, even when something happens, the doer refuses to die. Nobody wants to die, right? So he refuses to, at any age, he refuses. No, I wanted to stay there. I wanted to stay more time. Then these masters or these people will explain, you have to leave the body. This is the time you have to leave the body. Once they are explaining, at some point he agrees. Okay, I'm leaving the body. So that time, so the body, they will leave. And these people, whoever the masters come, they will accompany to certain levels. To certain levels, they'll take you to the certain levels. That is why in the spiritual journey, the suicide is the biggest crime, they say. The reason is for the people who committed, because we all came to this world committing that I'll do this, I'll do this, I'll do this. Some 10 things we'll say, and we will 10 things or 20 things, depends upon our thing, our baggage. So we get it. And after coming after getting the human body, you are wasting your human body and you are just not fulfilling your agreement. You're breaking your agreement and going. At that time, nobody will come to you to your rescue. Nobody will come and say, okay, no, here you have to come and we will take you to the next world. Nobody will help you to show the way. Okay, that is where actually the problem comes with the suiciders here. So the people will come and try to explain. The masters will come and try to explain. So even though the death is always instantaneous, they will come. So once they come, means when you will get understand, when that light of intelligence comes. So they will give you that knowledge, the light of intelligence that comes. You will not cling. Until that, you will cling to the body, the wills, and all the things. But once you got that light, okay, now we have to leave. Then you will leave the body. You will just leave and you will go. That is always instantaneous. So in some say accidents and all, they may be instant, but even in that time also, this thing will happen. At death, 4 senses of the breath form, and the doer leave and separated from the flesh of the body. These 4 senses, when the doer leaves, that will get separated from the flesh of the body. The senses will be leaving the flesh of the body. Nothing that may be done, the flesh of the body or the finer bodies can be felt in any way by the doer, the only entity that can feel. So what should be done? Once the death is happened, what should be done? What is the best way the body should be taken care? The best way here he is saying is cremation is the best disposition of the body after the death, because cremation means you are just burning of this body. So immediately, whatever the flesh, whatever the thing, it is going into the Panchabhutas. So because the body is, the body is consisting of 25 parts. So when you are at the time of death, only the 5 parts are going. That is, Panchabhutas is only going. All your karmendriyas, jnanendriyas, tanmatras, and your chitta, buddhi, ahankara, manasu, and the soul. All the 20 parts are going up. All the 20 parts are going up. Only these panchendriyas are leaving. So this Panchabhutas are leaving. So these Panchabhutas should dissolve into the thing. That could be the reason why our Hindus will always do the cremation only, right? So the body after by burning, the material of the body is soon restored to the elements from which it came. And the 3 inner bodies, the masses are dissipated. The inner bodies and masses are dissipated, and this is actually going, and the breath form remains in the flesh body until the ceases. The physical atmosphere is destroyed. The entire physical atmosphere is destroyed. Otherwise, what is happening? What he is saying is, suppose if you do burial or embalming, right? Embalming. They will do it. Embalming.
Yeah, they do it in medical colleges.
Yeah. Not only medical colleges. Here even I see, suppose some part of the body when they died, suppose they will make up completely to look, because when you are sending it to the India or somebody, right? So they'll embalm so that the body looks like complete the person, right? So they are doing it. What is happening there or in the burial, what is he saying is they are the worst methods, he's saying, because in embalming you are actually doing most chemicals, and you are actually making the body to retain more time. Okay, so in this, if the soul is not ready to go, so it is still want to cling to the body. If you are destroying the body, it cannot cling to the body, right? So in these 2 cases, actually you are keeping the body. So there is always, the soul may want to go in again, because he or she don't want to go, or he don't want to go into the death. So it is not looking for the further journey. It is looking to the body. So that is why cremation is the best. That's what he is saying. The flesh of the body, it is always, the flesh of the body is there. It is always looking at it. As the physical atmosphere is not destroyed by burial, it is possible for the doer with its breath form to go back into the old haunts. It cannot go, but it will try to go into the old haunts. Okay, that is why you can, but it cannot find them without a physical atmosphere. It cannot find, but there is a chance that it is always staying there. Okay, so what he is saying is, make the death as your friend. Make the death as the friend of the doer. Always think that because anyway you are going towards that only. You are not going anywhere. You cannot go far. So death frees it from the turmoil. Death changes uncertainties of the physical life so that it may have the rest before it drawn from the another life on the earth. Suppose if you want to, there are some conditions which you don't want to face in this life. Just imagine, think that the death is actually freeing up from all these situations, and it is giving you a great life again. So if you are thinking that, make death as a friend. During the life, it is well set thought upon being conscious at the time of death to change the breath form, to remind the doer to be conscious of the passing over and its identity with its thinker to the knower. Be conscious. Suppose in many, so there is a small example, I'd say, the Krishna says, at the time of the death, if you remind me, in the Bhagavad Gita, they say, if you just remember me, then you'll get it. So one notorious devotee asked, okay, then I don't do anything to do your entire life, and at the time of death, I'll remember. Is it possible? It is not possible, because at the entire life, entire minute, if you can remember Krishna, then only you will remember Krishna at the end. If you are not, if you are clinging to the another objects, if you are clinging to the money, all other things, then you will remember only that thing. Because you don't know when the death is coming. You don't know the date. By such and such a date you are getting, or for such a time you are getting. So before 2 days I'll start remembering Krishna. No, it is not possible. Similarly, death, it doesn't know. Because of that, what you have to, you always should be ready. Do that today, do whatever it is happening. Whatever you want to do it. Live satisfactory. Up to today, whatever you can do it. Do not postpone it, and live satisfactory. So if the death comes, okay, I did my best. That kind of life, that kind of consciousness be there. I did my best in my life. I didn't waste any time. So if you are there saying, and you can, from the doer, you can go to the thinker and knower, just ready to merge yourself into the thinker and knower. The doer will not be conscious at the time of death unless this has been impressed upon the breath form by many repetitions during the life. During the life, if you cannot do that, at the time of death, you will not remember. You will not remember at all the death. Okay, the doer ought to be conscious of the light of intelligence, but unless it has the conscious of presence of the light during the life, in the entire life, if you are feeling that presence, if you are feeling that knower thinker during the life, then only. Otherwise, you will be simply leaving this world as a doer only. You are not going to your trying self at all. It has been a conscious of the light during the life, then it is reminded the breath form when it is passing. That is why many rishis or many people, recently the Patri sir, they all know. They were very peaceful. They know that they are. It is a time to leave the physical body. They wanted to do many things, but the physical body is getting constrained. Maybe whatever that they wanted to do with the physical body is done. They can still, as I told you, there are 25 parts. Only 5 parts they left it. Now with the astral body, they can just simply by click of the thing, they can go anywhere and they can do the task. So they, in that way, they wanted to do with it. So they are not worried about it. They are not crying. They are not fearing. They are not in any anxiety when they are going to death. What Ramana Maharshi said, yeah, you got a cancer. So how is it? Yeah, my body got a cancer. That's what he told. My body got a cancer. How much awareness there should be there. They are clearly saying that I am good. I'm fine. My body is suffering from the cancer. So he separated himself. He himself from the body. He was not at all worried about it. Okay, that kind of thing, right? You are not your body. You are separate. You are separate, and you are immortal. So that immortality, if you can practice, then death is just a friend. Just you are changing a dress. Your whatever the body is not serving, it is got old, and you are taking a new body to do the new things. So that much will be having it. I'll give you a break here. If any questions from these 2 sessions, I'll take, and then any questions on this.
Ma'am, you said we should not be fearful of death. When it happens, it has to happen, it will happen. But generally, I mean, I will talk about myself only. I'm not fearful of death, but I am fearful of the final stages of the difficulties that we go through before leaving this body. Getting hospitalized or going to, some kind of things. When you have some health conditions, right? Or even a healthy person, we never know. So I'm only fearful of those things. How
Why
to
are you
overcome?
manifesting? Why are you manifesting?
No, I am not manifesting. So just that we are talking about this concept.
Those thoughts, right? We are all learning that we are making up of our thoughts only. We are just creating our destiny by thinking. So because somebody died because of hospitalization and all, so you are getting those thoughts because somebody might have been bedridden and the people has to serve for him. You are getting all these thoughts because of that. Am I right?
And nowadays we are mostly seeing the majority of the percentages is in that category, majority of the people. So that is what makes me dreadful sometimes, but I quickly overcome that thought.
Yeah, the thing is, again, see, it is all the karmic. So why the people, when the people are actually bedridden, and they have to be served. It is the karmic bondage of the people around them. It is not mostly of them. If the people, the karmic bondage with that person around them, because they are indebted to that particular person, that is why they are becoming sick and they have to serve this person. Okay, that is their karmic bondage. But you always remember that even karma can be burned out with a gnana. That we learned it, right? So with our gnanena karma dagdanam, so which means that with the gnanam you can even burn it out. So do not think about those thoughts. If it has to happen, that is different. But you can, even if it has to happen, also you can do. I always think people when say, I will work till the day of death. That is what my motto. Whatever the work could be, it is not that I may not. It may not be that I'm getting the money, and it may not be the job. But I want to work something or the other. Because I want to be active until the day of death. Nothing else comes to my mind. I can do that. I'll do that. That's what I always feel. So nothing else. So you have that strong feeling. With all these strong feelings, also, if something happens, just leave it. That you cannot control, right? Do I have any control over it? What I have my control is, I can take care of this body very carefully. I can take care, I can give a proper nourishing food, I can proper water, proper sleep, and I can take care of this body as long as I live. That is in my control. I should not abuse my body. I should not do that. So in that case, all the things, whenever I abuse my body, it will come and kick me on my body only. So when it is happening, then yeah, it may get sick. Suppose that the digestive system can only digest few things. Okay, if you are eating a fruits, it can digest in 1 hour. If you are eating vegetables, it can digest in 2 hours. If you are eating grains, it may digest in 4 hours. If you keep non-veg in your body, it may take 16 hours to digest. So this is all that you are giving. So now not only one food you are giving, and you are giving after the other and after the another, then it is actually you are abusing your body. Whenever you are abusing your body, you have to pay the penalty. So take care of your body. Don't worry about the things. Think that what is in your control. Do what is in your control. Forget about what is not in your control. Okay. Any other questions? Chart, Karuna, can you check if anybody had questions?
Yeah. No.
No? Okay. I think it's clear.
Yeah, I just want to share something, Prasanna.
Now go ahead.
Remember I told you one time I went to the car wash, and after I came back, I called you and I said, when death comes, you just put yourself in neutral. It just takes does it its own thing. I don't know why it came in my mind, but I have seen a couple of my. One is my great grandma. She just she knew it's gonna happen, so she told my aunts and all those to put her outside around 3 o'clock in the morning by the Tulsi Kota. And so she kind of manifested a lot of things with her wish, I guess. My mom and dad were leaving the town, going back to our house, but I stayed back. But when they went to the borders of Vijayawada, they had an accident, so they had to come back. So like this, so everybody was there during her death, and it was so peaceful. I didn't see any suffering on her face. So that's one. Another one, no, after I came, my grandpa passed away. And I was told that he just had some lunch, and he just was in in easy chair or something there, like a Martha Kurchi or something, he just like you can sleep in there, long, big one. So he didn't wake up. that was so, think about like these things rather than focusing on somebody who had a lot of health issues and all that. And when we are, like you said, in spiritual path, most of our karmas will be dissolved. So it should be peaceful, and whatever happens. Let it take over us. I am just telling what's her name?
Karuna.
She said, yeah, Karuna, yeah.
Karuna.
But she's young and she can learn a lot.
Yeah.
So that's all. It's interesting, all these things, and how body should be cremated.
Yeah.
That's the best one. Yeah, it's a good information.
We don't know, right? We don't know what means. We know that body is cremation, all the things will go, but we don't know the other part. Like that is not good kind of thing, right? So that.
I just have a quick question. Why do some of the masters this is Valagar. Why do some of the masters instead of cremation they chose to bury? Like recently, Patriji and Patriji's guru. I
got your question.
So
here is
because they want to travel to another because anyway these are all they go into the Panchabhutas. So why they especially under 13 years also they bury? I heard. So why is that? Did he mention anything?
Under 13 years, I'm not sure, but I can say why for Mahatmas, all those things, why they will just keep the bodies like that. Because every part of, because the body was the one who used by such a great people. Okay. That body is still having a lot of energy. The body is still having a lot of energy. But why other bodies we are just asking them to burn is because the thing don't want to come. Because here these people, they know they are conscious of death. They don't want to come. They know that they are going up. They just leave the body by saying everybody, I'm leaving the body. So they are leaving. But why we wanted to keep them is because that's it. Even if you see the Sai Baba Charitra, he'll say, even my bones will speak to you.
Yeah.
Even after my death, my bones will speak to you, because even that body has a lot of energy, because those great souls has been used. That is why that body has a lot of thing. That is the reason why those people's bodies were still kept preserved.
So basically, probably that energy stays in that. In that area. Yeah.
In that area.
So whoever
they want to serve the society still after death.
After death also they wanted to serve. Whoever believes that really Sir is there and he can give advice, still yes, he can give the advice. It is not that you have to go. If you have actually that faith that his Sir can come and give it to you, that also he can do, because he's Australia, he can travel anywhere now and come give you. But that particular place have that energy, definitely.
So it's because of that energy they want to,
Yes.
Okay.
But 13 years, I don't have a day. If I get the thing, I'll tell you. I know in Hindu thing, they'll say that below these things, they don't
below certain age,
below certain age. I'll definitely get back to you on that. But right now, I do not have the answer for it.
Okay. Thank you, Prasanna.
Thank you. I'll stop because I don't want to start, because the next topic was also very interesting. After the death, right? What happened? So how somebody can communicate with the dead people for certain time, or how those people can try to communicate. So these are all we are seeing. If you go and see in the YouTube also, there are so many people who are trying to contact and those people who are already seance. I think I told you seance. There is a concept I told you some time back. So they also will come and try to talk for certain time, right? So here is an apparitions. Apparitions is, we call it as ghosts. So these are the apparitions. The doer becomes conscious that the body has died. When the doer becomes conscious, so until so many people, they'll not be conscious that they will die. They are die. They died and they left the physical body. They are not conscious because all your karmendriyas are there, panchendriyas, karmendriyas, all indriyas are there with you. You can smell, all the things are there with the astral body, right? So some certain time, people here she is saying, they are not aware of that, they are actually dead. They still go to because they still go to the library and do because the person who working as a librarian, he will go to the library and he will arrange the books and he will write the notes and he'll do something regularly. So it will take some time for him that he died. So what happened after he thinks that he died, when he'll get to know that, those things were discussed in the coming chapter. Very interesting part. For some reason, the souls and souls journeys, because that is a very interesting topic for me, and this is actually talking about 2021 is talking about it. We will see that in the next class. We completed 19 and 20. For reference, those who want to study the book, refer the book. Anybody do not have a book, the PDF copy can be forwarded. Ask in the group, Thinking and Destiny, because we already gave in the beginning, but if anybody want to have it, okay?
Yeah, thank you, Prasanna.